Alright guys, today we're going to talk about sports and being trans and the effect that has on sports in my life. Maybe yours, I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly where to start with this, to be completely honest. So, I've played sports since I was 6 maybe. Very, very young basically. I played soccer and basketball from basically when I could sign up for it. And later on I played softball and flag football. But I've always been very active and done lots and lots of different sports. I mean, played tennis for fun, stuff like that. The two sports I definitely took most seriously were basketball and soccer. I played basketball in high school, played JV my freshman year, and then I was the varsity starting point guard my sophomore and junior year. And then after my junior year is when I decided to stop playing basketball. Soccer took a little bit of a different route. I played travel soccer. I tried out for my high school team, but I didn't make it, but I was a pretty good soccer player. I mean, I don't like to brag or I don't want to sound like, I don't know, fool of myself or something, but people told me I was good. I'm not just saying that, I don't know. I tried not to, I don't know, guess, yeah? I don't know. I don't really like saying I was good, but I don't know. I was. Anyways, I enjoyed playing sports. I enjoyed being active. I enjoyed winning, obviously. It felt good when we won. I mean, it felt good being part of a team, all that. But also, there was this thing of, I was on this, these teams, and all these girls were around, and I just felt so different from them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved my teams, and I loved the girls I played sports with and all that, but I felt so different from all of them. I played basketball in high school, and I was good. I was important to the team. I was the starting point guard, and eventually my mental health and everything I was going through started to take a toll on me, and basketball season, it's about 3 or 4 months, and practicing 6 days a week when you don't have games, and 4 days a week when you do have games, and 2 games a week, and having to keep your grades up and do schoolwork and all that, and dealing with my mental health, it just all became too much. And my junior year was a bit overwhelming, and especially because I was going through a lot and figuring out who I was and all that. I decided my junior year to leave the team, but I did finish out the season, and I decided not to come back my senior year, not to try out my senior year. And it was hard. I mean, I really felt bad. I felt like I was letting the team down. I felt like I was letting my coach down. My coach was a really good family friend of ours. He coached my brother when he went to high school there. My basketball coach used to be the boys basketball coach when my brother went there, and then he switched over to girls by the time I got there, and we really, I felt bad, but I had to kind of focus on myself. I ended up switching schools for a different reason. about 2 months into my senior year, and I had an opportunity to play basketball at the new school, and I did try, but I was going through so much at that time, and really I started figuring out I was transgender. I came out as transgender at the very end of basketball season, my senior year. I didn't play basketball, but around the time the basketball season ended was the time I came out, and so that really didn't have an effect on it. But I was that whole time I was figuring out who I was that whole basketball season, and like I said, 5-6 practices a week, or 2 games a week and 4 practices. Like, it just, with everything, I could not do it. And again, I felt like I was letting people down, but I had to make a decision for myself. I'm really not going to focus on softball and flag football because those were smaller things in my life, but soccer and basketball were definitely the big ones. So, like I said, soccer kind of took a different route. There was some weird, I don't know, I was very, very quiet in high school. I really didn't talk, not even when I played sports, which a lot of my coaches didn't like, but they usually kind of just went, they just kind of let me do me, as long as, you know, I mean, I would get in trouble for it sometimes for not talking, but for the most part, I think they realized they weren't really going to get me to talk. I don't know, I wasn't trying to be stubborn, I had really my own stuff going on, my insecurities, my confusion, so I was a very quiet kid, on the field and off the field. And the coach I tried out for in high school, for soccer, she said she wanted me to talk more and to try out next year, my sophomore year. But I didn't end up trying out the next year anyway, so that's kind of how soccer went. But I did continue playing travel soccer up until my travel team kind of split up. And then even after that, I played one more season, but then again, that's when I started really going through stuff, and I wasn't going to soccer practices or anything like that. And my coach, he let me do that because, I mean, like I said, I was good. I scored goals, and when a team needed goals, I would usually be able to score a goal. I mean, like I said, I hate making myself sound like I'm full of myself or something, but that's how it went. And my coach allowed me to not go to practices and come and show up for the games. But again, I didn't feel good doing that. I felt like my teammates were putting more into it than I was, and it was hard for me to connect with them and make friends with them. It was easier my old teams, because I hadn't started going through stuff quite so much when I first would join them, and I kind of grew up with them. And then like my basketball team in high school, like I said, I knew the coach. It was a lot easier for me to do stuff when I knew someone. I did know the coach of this soccer team. I used to play for him, but so much had changed since then. I don't know. It was a hard time. So I played one season with a new team, and sorry, I don't really know the timelines, but then I quit soccer until one of my best friends convinced me to join her house team, and I'm so glad she did because I really enjoyed that. I played 2 seasons, I think. 2 seasons with the house team, and even when I figured out I was transgender, was in between seasons for this soccer team, this house team. And I remember I talked to a few of my teammates from that team and said, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know if I'll be able to be called my birth name. I don't know if I'll be able to be called she and all that for the sake of playing on the team. And, I thought about it for a little bit, and, in the end, it was the last season. I wanted to be a part of that and all that, and I did play that very last house season, and then most of the team was college. That was when we were going to college, so that's when that team kind of stopped. Then came the whole testosterone things. My mom had always talked about me playing possibly soccer in college, and that really could have possibly been a possibility if I weren't transgender, because now I'm on testosterone. So obviously I'm not eligible to play on a women's team. I don't know all the rules and all that stuff. And I'm obviously not talking about recreational, I'm talking about the actual teams for the colleges. Basketball I was never really too worried about because I'm really short anyways, even for like girls. So I really didn't expect much to that. Not that it matters as much on a girls' team, but it still kind of does, and I don't know. I never really anticipated going forward with basketball like that. But soccer was a little bit different, and, is it kind of a disappointment that I couldn't follow that path? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's over. Would I play on a boys' team? Probably not. Like, if I had the opportunity to play for the college team, the boys' college soccer team, would I do that? Probably not. Just because I mean, this all just started anyways, and I don't know. I'm not really comfortable with that quite yet. However, recreational, I would play co-ed or I'd play on boys' teams. I would totally be up for any of that. I've also recently started trying to work on basketball again and work with the men's ball so I can get used to that. The first few times were rough, like airballing and all that stuff. Not because I wasn't strong enough or couldn't get it to the hoop, but just because I was so used to using the women's ball. I was used to how much power that needed. I was used to, that. And when I got the men's ball, it was different. It was different at first. Now I'm swishing threes again. Yeah. No, but really though, I mean, it was, the decision to leave sports like that was difficult, and it was hard, and I felt like I let a lot of people down, but in the end, I think I did what I had to do, and I'm working now on getting back into all that. I haven't really touched a soccer ball recently, but maybe I'll get out there and do that soon. Like I said, I've been working on basketball. I really want to get back into rollerblading, because I used to love rollerblading, but I haven't had rollerblades in quite a while, so maybe I'll go out and buy myself some of those, get some exercise and all that. So yeah, that's kind of how the sports route went for me, and it's still going though. We're going to see what we can make out of this, and might join some rec teams at some point. It's a very real possibility. So yeah. Alright guys, that's all I really want to talk about in this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.